Hi guys, I'm gonna do another tutorial using the PB codes in messages and the forums. I'm gonna include different stuff this time. Some I find quite important. The first thing I'm gonna talk about is ghost towns. I notice in the forums when people are posting about ghost towns, they normally will just sort of provide coordinates and a bit of detail so that it has to be searched for manually. Now, when you're looking at a ghost town on the map, you'll notice that each one actually has a unique ID. Now, if we use this ID in a message, so what we'll do is we'll bring up the boxes. So, oh, pretty. So we'll bring up the town boxes. It's actually the unique number from my town. So we'll delete that number, and we'll enter the unique number for the ghost town. So the ghost town in this case is YGG Drazel. So when we preview with the unique ID, we'll actually see that YGG Drazel is a link, like a normal town. So this can be posted inside forums to, organize attacks, to have a look, much easier than just posting it manually. The next thing I'm going to move on to is posting reports. Now, if you have an already publicized report, you know how to do it. What you can do is you can use the report button. So in this case, we're going to use the 7.3 alpha as attacking Katate. So we'll click the report button, it asks us for the name, we'll type 7.3 alpha. You can pick it from the list, so it's attacking Katate, and it will automatically provide us with the code without having to go anywhere else. So it's a quick way to do it, but you pretty much need to know the title of the report. So when we preview, it gives us everything that I asked for to include. Now, most often what you'll be doing is publicizing the report immediately before you want to post it. So what I'll do is I'll show people how to publicize. So we've got a report here, an attack on Billy Dudes, which has not been publicized yet, so this is exactly what you see when you go into your reports. You'll see at the bottom there's a button for publication. When we click that, it opens up a little box. When it loads, it's going to take a while. It gives us, well, first thing it asks us is what content we want to display. So what we can do is display, say, the defender, troops, and the booty. So we're leaving out what the attacker used in the reports. So we'll click save, and then it should give us this writing or text down the bottom, which we can copy straight into the message. So we'll right click, we'll go to copy, and we'll go to the message, and we'll paste it straight in, and it gives us everything we need. So when we preview, and then it shows us the report, the attack on Billy Dude, and you'll notice it omits the attacker's troops, which is exactly what I asked for. Now what you can do, if you go back to the report, you can edit, so we'll include the attacker's troops, and we'll save, and it should be exactly the same code that's required, so we don't need to change anything. All we need to do is preview again, and it now includes the attacker's troops. So you can mix and match of what you actually want to include in a report. You can change it at any time. If it's a spy report, you can also include the amount of silver used, that sort of thing. It's definitely the most important thing I'm going to talk about, is the reports. It's definitely useful for posting in the forums when we're organising attacks. The next thing I'm going to talk about is addresses, or URLs. Most people will know how to use the URL, so we'll click the URL button, bring up the boxes. If you type an address, like we're going to go with Google, just because it's nice and simple. When we preview, it gives us the address, google.com, and when we click it, it takes us to this page in Grepolis where we can click an external link to go to Google. Now, what most people don't know is there's a second rule to the URL, so we'll delete to go link. Now, inside the first box, we've got just the word letters URL. Now, if we put an equals, then the link we want to go to, so google.com, and inside or between the two boxes, we type what text we actually want to display. So in this case, we just want the word Google. Now, when we click Preview, it's going to show the word Google. When we click it, it's going to take us to the external page like it did before for google.com. And we can click to go to Google. Now, this is very useful when the URL itself is way too long, or it's very cluttery. You can just post that inside the first box and then use whatever text you like to name the link. It's very handy. Now, the next thing I'm going to talk about is quotes. So, in fact, you most often use quotes in the forums. Each post has a quote button. So, if you click quotes, it opens up the text box at the bottom with everything you need to quote a person. So, in this case, I'm quoting Bruce. You'll notice it includes the formatting as well, such as the bold and the colouring. I'm going to talk about colours in a bit. So we'll just paste this in here so we know what we're looking at. So we've got the open quote box, which includes the name of the author, which in this case is Bruce, and then everything between the boxes of what we want to quote. So when we preview this, it gives us the author has written, and then exactly what he's typed, word for word. It's exactly what the quote's used for. It's ideal. You can use it from messages to forums or forums to messages, etc. If you want to post in the forum a message from like your inbox, you have to do it manually. So I'll show you how to do that. If you click the quote buttons, it gives us a sort of blank canvas where we can type the author was Callie, for example, and say she sent me a message. Sorry for sheep. It is awesome. And then we preview. It's got Callie has written the following: Pfeiffer sheep is awesome, just like the other quotes. It's very useful. What else can we talk about? We can talk about colouring, which I think I missed out. Colouring's relatively simple. If you click the colour button, it gives you a list of colours which you can choose. We'll pick red, we'll tick the box, and anybody who's familiar with hexadecimal will notice that it gives us the hexadecimal number in the colour block. So whatever we want to colour in red, we just type between these boxes. So we're going to have some red writing. I think it's not writing wrong, but who cares? And you'll see that the text changes red. Now you can change it to any colour you like. I'm going to change this to some blue. And it changes whatever's in between the boxes. Somewhat useful as well. The last thing I'm going to talk about is font size. Not really much use for it, to be honest, but we'll show you anyway. So if we have some regular size text against some gigantic text, you'll see the difference straight away. We've got regular sized and the gigantic. It's a lot bigger. Basically, the format for it is it's got boxes with the size inside, and there's a number to represent the size. You can edit the number manually, so if you wanted to, you can change that to 100, and it would make the text absolutely enormous. It's not much use, to be honest, for the gigantic texts or the text sizing, but you might come across a use for it. You can use that in the forums as well. That's pretty much all I want to talk about today. I'm going to leave out the images. I'm going to create an entire video for that on its own, because there's a bit more to that. But hopefully you will make use of the ghost towns and the reports features of the tutorial video. Just keep on trucking.